Can you make a successful IELTS complaint on your own? Yes, you can. You can make an IELTS complaint on your own. However, we claim to have helped many immigrants who had the exact same complaint as you. If you do complain on your own, you may argue the wrong points that could influence the test providers to remark your test to a higher mark or reimbursing you for the test that you have failed. It is possible to complain on your own about your IELTS test. However, you will run into some challenges. Complaint letters. If you complain on your own, you are going to have to write all of your IELTS complaint letters by yourself. The responses that IDP Education reply with are usually based on their templates. Through our experience, we have learned what template responses IDP Education use and the best method to respond. IDP Education have become familiar when a test candidate seeks help from an advocacy group like us. They will realize that if they do not resolve the complaint quickly, we will help the IELTS test candidate proceed to small claims court, which will cost IDP Education a lot of time and money to not resolve your complaint. Simply using us as a deterrent to the testing company to resolve your complaint quickly. If you can complain with effective complaint letters from the start, you can resolve the complaint quickly and get your test fairly remarked or your money back from the test that you failed. Negotiating a settlement with IELTS. Part of the process of resolving your complaint is negotiating with IDP Education. It is very easy for an IELTS test candidate to settle their complaint with IDP Education by accepting a small amount of money or an alternative settlement that is usually not to the greatest outcome you can get. Advocacy groups like us are experienced with the complaint process. It can be helpful to have guidance through the process to get the result that you want. If your complaint does proceed to small claims court hearing, it is very expensive for IDP Education. For this reason, the test provider will usually settle your complaint by negotiating with you to reimburse part of your test fees. We are aware of the settlement process and will aim to get you back all of your test application fees or at least a reasonable amount. If you are going to complain on your own, you may accept a very low amount of money and it may simply be cheaper to use an IELTS independent investigation process to get a better result. Doing the legal research to support your complaint. We know the complaint process and have learned that it can take some time to research the relevant laws to pursue your complaint. We have a legal research team that had worked extremely hard to identify the consumer law breaches of the IELTS academic test, IELTS general training test, and the general conduct of IDP Education. We constantly update our website to make sure we can give you as much helpful information as possible. We constantly improve our IELTS independent investigation process by improving the arguments with new consumer law precedents to help you get your IELTS test fairly remarked and or to get your money back from the test that you failed. We continue to improve the IELTS independent investigation process from all the previous test candidates that we have helped, the responses they received during the complaint process, and the responses from them that proceed to small claims court. Do you have to go to small claims court about your IELTS complaint? In some cases, IDP Education will not resolve your complaint the way that you want. You may then proceed to small claims court to have your complaint resolved. This is a great step to take as the testing company hates it. It is very cheap for you and very expensive for the testing company. If you submit an application to small claims court, the price is very reasonable, and if you have any financial hardship, there is no fee. At the time of submitting an application to small claims court, the testing company will usually settle at this time as the expense for them to go to small claims court is more than the price of the IELTS test that you are disputing. You can do a mathematical calculation for yourself. For a testing provider to go to small claims court or tribunal will cost about 6,000 to 12,000 Australian dollars. If you fail 5 IELTS tests, which cost 330 Australian dollars, the total claim you are making would be 1,650 Australian dollars. Obviously, it is cheaper and more rational for the testing company to reimburse you the money rather than you going to small claims court. You can start the complaint process yourself and try to get the outcome that you desire. If you do not get the results that you want, then you can contact to learn how we can help you.